So off we go. Well, look, first of all, in the last week, how good has it been to have that winning feeling again?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been a long time coming, and it just felt a lot more sweeter because it had been so long. So I don't think I'll ever take a win for granted again.
Has it in any way taken some of the pressure away from you guys? Because every week it was, is that first win coming? Is that first win coming? When's the win coming? Well, now you've had two and obviously one in the Premier League. Does it change things a little?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a weight off our shoulders. It's the first one. It's our first clean sheet as well, so we've kind of ticked two boxes this week. We've just got to build on it, but it has done us the world of good, and hopefully gives us that bit of belief that we're probably lacking a few weeks ago.
You spoke after the Everton game and used the term that you were embarrassed. What's changed since then that within the group maybe that's allowed you to take those near misses, as that one was as well, into gaining the victories that you've had?
Yeah, I was probably really emotional when I gave that interview. I mean, we give it our all every single game, and we're working for each other and we're fighting for each other. I think it was just more of a case of the league table. But you know, it's gave us a lift this past week, and yeah, I think, like I say, it's something we can build on, hopefully.
And is it now about keeping on the coattails of the teams that are above you, or trying to get back into that?
Yeah, I think our first goal is to look at the team immediately above us and see if we can potentially catch them, and then go from there. But yeah, we can't be looking too far ahead at the moment. We've got 3 tough games coming up in the league, so we need to try and get what we can out of them first, and then go from there. But yeah, we've got one eye on the team above us, and then I think that's the only way we can look at it at the moment.
Do you look at it almost as, well, for want of a better description, kind of sod's law, that you get the first victory of the season against Newcastle, or in the Premier League at least, and the next 3 are Spurs and the 2 Manchester clubs?
Well, you got to play everyone in this league. Obviously, it is difficult, but our performances have actually been quite good against the so-called better opposition this season. So I'm sure we can take a bit of hope from that, and we know if we're at it, like in any game, but if we have 11 players that are fully at it, then we're going to give any team a run for their money.
Do you still believe that Sheffield United can stay up this season?
I think we first and foremost need to put a bit of a run together. I think it's quite amazing that we're not completely out of it already, but just that's how the Premier League's been this season. So there's still hope, definitely.
Because as a Derby lad that used to play for Nottingham Forest, you'll be aware of what doing a derby means. So does that serve itself as a motivation and getting above 11 at least?
Yeah, definitely for me. Yeah, well aware of all that, and we don't want to be taking. Don't want to be honest. I actually read an article on The Athletic the other day about it was Derby struggles and their season. Probably shouldn't have read it, really. Seeing where we are at the moment, but
wasn't a confidence boost then.
Well, it was interviewing Matt Oakley and Paul Jewell, who were in charge at the time, and to be honest, and Ollie Norwood read it as well when we were speaking about it before the Newcastle game, and we were saying it doesn't feel like that here. They were saying how it felt at the time and things they were going through going into the games and that, and you know it hasn't ever felt like that here. So I think that's something we can take hope on, and we just got to keep believing really and fighting for each other.
You were part of the team that beat Spurs towards the back end of last season. What, same manager of course, similar players that they have. What was the key that day?
We stayed solid. We stayed in the game. We worked incredibly hard, made it really difficult for them, and we were clinical. We created good chances. We got bodies in the box when we did attack, but we limited their chances and got around their most attacking players. So we've got to do exactly the same again this season. It's going to be a bit of a different challenge with the way they set up, but we've got to go in with the same attitude and first and foremost defend really well, and then try and stay in the game and see what we can do going forward.
There's no doubt, clearly, they're an amazing team, but do you read anything into the fact that they have dropped points against unfancied sides in the last few weeks? They've taken the lead but not kept that lead.
No, I don't think you can really look into that. I think the Jose Mourinho team, they're always going to be very dangerous, probably even more so coming off the back of maybe dropping a few points. So it's going to be a really difficult game, and we know they're going to be 100% at it and take nothing for granted. So we've got to make sure we play to play as best as we can.
Just finally from me, what is your take on the stories this week about where football should go as regards protocols around celebrations, player celebrations, etc. on the field of play, and how there might be a tightening of controls now going forward because of COVID-19?
Yeah, it's really difficult, isn't it? I mean, during the emotions of the game, it does not even cross your mind at the moment. But like anything, the more it gets drilled into you, the more it gets spoken about after, you might start becoming a bit more conscious of it during the game. Realise that obviously the whole country's had to make sacrifices. It's really going to be really difficult to, not celebrate and congratulate your teammates, but we've got to adapt, and it might just start coming in. Well, we might start be able to putting the rules into place a little bit better in the next few weeks, but it has been really difficult to socially distance during the game.
But ultimately, I suppose, the rest of the country, sacrifices, etc., don't get tested twice a week and essentially play, train and live their professional lives in a very strict environment.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, I don't quite get the argument that some people have been making that I've seen on telly, but yeah, it's just strange times, isn't it? What can you do? I mean, I'll leave it at that.